Hello everyone, I'm Elfowls, coach of the Newport Noctowls, and welcome to my coverage of Week 1 of Season 15 of the LDLG Max Division. Like I said in my last video, first Wi-Fi league that I've joined, very excited to get into it. Last video I did go into my draft analysis of the team that I built, so go ahead and look into that if you're interested. But for now we're just going to get right into Week 1 where I am facing off against VeryRealNoah. I am actually doing this team builder in post because I didn't know if I was going to do one of these for the video, but looking back at the actual match that I recorded, I decided that I wanted to just give you guys a little bit more of a context for, the sets I built. So yeah, we're just going to get a look into the team. VeryRealNoah drafted a team of Annihilate, Hisuian Samurott, Glamora, Moltres, Sandy Shocks, Mesprit, Mimikyu, Rotom-Mow, Caragonal, Haxorus, and the Berserker at the bottom there. And his Terra captains are going to be the Sandy Shocks, Caragonal, and Berserker. So a pretty threatening team. The top three are obviously what I'm most concerned about: Annihilate, Hisuian Samurott, and Glamora. The Samurott and Glamora are obviously very good at setting hazards. The Samurott has its signature move, the Ceaseless Edge, that sets spikes, and Glamora, of course, has its ability that spreads toxic spikes on contact, so that's really annoying to deal with. And of course, Annihilate is a great spin blocker with the ghost typing, and it also benefits a lot from just having hazards up against its opponent, because that bulk up, specially defensive set will be hard to break through while I'm taking residual damage myself. So Annihilate itself is just such a pain to deal with. I need to damage it, but I also can't boost Rage Fist that much because I will be putting myself in a world of hurt. So that's the top three. Moltres is definitely a big threat too. I definitely have some good responses to the top threats like Hisuian Samurott. I could check with Slitherwing. I could use Tinkaton to check all three of those top three, but Moltres does kind of shut those two down pretty hard. So I'll have to play around that. Sandy Shocks is a very big offensive threat. It is obviously one of his Terra candidates, so I think Terra Ice Sandy Shocks is possibly the best attacker he has in the matchup. Sandy Shocks with Ice Stab as a supplemental coverage just kind of beats everything other than a few very niche specially defensive options I have that wouldn't do too great into the rest of the team. So it's kind of pinching my team build a little bit. Other than that, I think those top five are pretty good. The sixth slot is kind of up in the air. Mimikyu can get some good setup opportunities with Disguise. Haxorus is very, very threatening, and you have to prepare for both Dragon Dance and Choice Band sets because both of them can really run through teams. And then you have stuff like Caragonal, which could be specially defensive with a unique Terra type. But yeah, that's kind of the main threats that I'm worried about. That's the big stuff. So, with that said, here's the team that I built. So we're going to start off with Toadscroll, which I built pretty special defensive. Got a Calm Nature to boost that up, so we can take hits from Glamora as well as Sandy Shocks before it Terras pretty well. And then the rest of the moveset is kind of designed to just make sure we have options in just about any situation I could think of. Yachi Berry means that I can take a hit from Sandy Shocks that turn to Terra Ice, because I do want Toadscroll to stay alive in that situation because we're actually a pretty decent Glamora check, so I'd like to just keep it in the back in case Sandy Shocks does Terra. We're no longer a check to that, but we can still check other things. Earth Power is my main move to hit Sandy Shocks as well as one-hit KO Glamora. Power Whip is actually an option. It's a decent way to hit things like Caragonal and Samurott. I could have gone with Giga Drain in this slot, especially with that nice recovery from that move, but Power Whip is hitting on the physical side, which I expect my opponent to go very specially defensive in nature because of the threat of Chi-Yu, most likely. So I think that could be pretty good coverage. Leech Seed is my play into Annihilate because without some kind of status move, Annihilate is more than happy to switch into Toadscroll, and I wanted to dissuade it a little bit from doing that. And Rapid Spin is, of course, hazard removal because I do beat Glamora and the Samurott pretty well, so I could spin away their hazards on switch in. So that's Toadscroll, a pretty basic set, good check to a lot of different threats. We're going to move on to Tinkaton, which is another utility kind of defensive check to things, but it is running some attack investment. This is mostly a good way to deal with specifically Annihilate and Caragonal. Annihilate we have Play Rough for, and we should be outspeeding most variants. If it's like a very offensive or Scarfed or something, obviously we don't outspeed, but we are creeping Glamora plus a few extra speed points, so we should be taking care of most Annihilate sets with a combination of just Play Rough to 2 a KO and the bulk to take a straight hit. Knockoff is, of course, just nice to act as a mid-ground play into some things. And Stealth Rock is my play because I do threaten all of the hazard removers, Cryogonal and... shoot. What was the other hazard remover? I'm just going to say Cryogonal right now. But yeah, we threaten that out with a Gigaton Hammer, so I can set up rocks on that. Gigaton Hammer is specifically for the Cryogonal as well as the Mimikyu, which I do have Mold Breaker for. We will just one-hit KO that with a Gigaton Hammer, so we checked that pretty well. And then I'm holding Shuka Berry because I can probably bait Sandy Shocks into going to Earth Power on me, and then I can one-hit KO back with Gigaton Hammer if it's Terra Ice, or I could just hit it hard, even if it's not Terra or anything, with like a player off or knockoff. Shuka Berry could also help the Haxorus take an Earthquake, but that thing does have Unnerve, so I'm not too sure on that one. Moving on, we have Torkoal. This is providing the Sun for me, and it's a pretty basic defensive set. I'm running Will-O-Wisp over the standard Lava Plume because I determined that the targets I would hit with Lava Plume would mostly just be with the goal of burning them. Not the damage doesn't really matter, so might as well just go straight for the burn with Willow. Clear Smog is nice to clear out boosts. It could potentially save me against a Dragon Dance Haxorus. It is a good way to hit Mimikyu as it boosts up Swords Dance, thinking it's safe for one turn with the Disguise. So that's nice. Body Press is my hardest hitting move in the matchup because it breaks Haxorus substitutes, which could be important. And it just hits things like Cryogonal and Samurott pretty hard. And then, of course, Rapid Spin is just nice to have some extra hazard removal. This is a very hazard-centric team that I'm going up against with the Samurott and the Glamora, so I wanted to make sure I had a little bit extra to help clear those out. Next up, we got Chi-Yu. Choice Specs, and in Sun with Choice Specs, there is simply not a switch into Chi-Yu. There just isn't anything. Moltres is 2-hit KO'd by Flamethrower or Fire Blast, even if it's pretty specially defensive. Flamethrower is a roll, but Fire Blast and Overheat definitely aren't. Assault Vest Samurott is still 2-hit KO'd by Flamethrower under Sun. There just is not an answer for this, so if I'm out against something slower than me, I am simply clicking the move that kills it, and my opponent will not have a switch in. This is probably my best way to answer like a bulked up Annihilate. If it has a few boosts under it, no matter what, I can just make sure Sun is set up and just blow it back with Specs Overheat. That's like my best emergency button into that, and so I'm pretty confident that Chi is going to be a great breaker for this matchup. Next up we have Walking Wake. This is kind of an offensive utility Pokemon. It just hits pretty hard even without like max investment. We are a little bulky, so we can potentially switch into a Sandy Shocks with a special defense investment, because like I said, I don't have too many good switch-ins to that thing, so I want to make sure something can just take a hit and start threatening from there. So Walking Wake's pretty good for that. Hydro Steam, Dragon Pulse, Flamethrower is all the coverage we need. We do pretty good damage into just about everything. Cryogonal doesn't check us because we have Flamethrower most likely under the Sun. Hisuian Samurott with Assault Vest definitely can work as a check, but we do wear that down. And of course, Annihilate is the biggest problem for this guy. We don't do too much damage to it, but that's what my other teammates are for. So it's just a generally good attacker. Another main use of this is as a check to Dragon Dance Haxorus. As long as I'm under Sun, we do get the speed boost from Photosynthesis, so we should always outspeed as long as I keep it to a +1 boost. So that's kind of my main way to check it. Substitutes there in the last slot as well, just because I didn't really have too much of a use for the 4th slot, and Substitute could be used to read a switch in or something like that. With the leftovers should give us a decent amount of longevity as well. And in the last slot, we then have Kilowattrel. This is the Terra Captain of choice, and I'm going Terra Flying because boosted Air Slashes do look pretty good in the team. This is a good check to bulk up Annihilate. With Terra Flying, we should be 2-hit KOing most variants with Air Slash, and there's also a flinch chance in there. So that's a decent check. Volt Switch looks pretty free into the team other than the Sandy Shocks, which it is a weird matchup because Sandy Shocks, we wall its dual stabs, but we are weak to Power Gem as well as the likely Terra Ice that I'm expecting it to see from it. But if it does Terra, that's kind of good for Kilowattrel because although we can't safely switch in on a Terra Blast, we can Volt Switch on the Sandy Shocks and it becomes just so free to pivot around with Kilowattrel. It's nice. Weather Ball is in the 3rd slot because I figured this is a pretty decent switch in to like a Berserker Ironhead, and so we can bully that a little bit with a Fire-type Weather Ball. and that also is a good way to 1-hit KO the Sandy Shocks under Sun, so that's nice. Roost is kind of just filler, but it could help me to heal up in some situations. We can tank a hit or two, you know, switching on Annihilate on a fighting type move, and then force a switch out Roost on that for the next time, something like that. And of course, something I didn't mention before is that I'm able to go Modest on Kilowattrel because the team I'm up against is a little slow. The Cryogonal is the fastest thing that they have, so Kilowattrel can really get some nice power out of its special moves with the Modest nature. Don't need to boost speed with that. So yeah, that is the team I'm bringing. Big thanks to Illogic for his help on the team build. And yeah, let's just get into battle. Like I said, I didn't think I was going to do a team builder with this video, so I wasn't too sure like how to introduce myself. I am going to give you another intro when the battle starts. Don't mind that, but yeah, let's just get into it. Alright, ready to go. Hello everyone, I'm LDLG. And okay, so we have my opponent, VeryRealNoah, who I don't know, but he drafted a pretty good team. Got Mesprit, which I was not expecting. Annihilate. Gomorrah. Samurott, Sui, Sandy Shocks, and the Mimikyu. Okay, so I think I just do what I was going to do in the first place and lead with my Toad Scroll. It should beat either the Gomorrah or the Samurott, so let's go for that. Alright, let's say good luck, have fun in the chat. Alright, let's do it. Okay, so Mesprit is tough. It might be like a Screens Mesprit. We'll see. But let's see what the lead is. Got the Ruinous Legendary music because we want Chi-Yu to go off in this game. It's Annihilate lead. Oh my god. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. Annihilate. So I would Leech Seed in front of Annihilate, but I'm worried about it taunting. Let's just see, like... I mean, if it like bulks up turn 1, Leech Seed's the best play. If it taunts, I can just switch out anyway, so let's just go for Leech Seed. CC! What kind of name is that? Okay. Annihilate. Oh, we hit. That CC did... That might be Bandit, actually. Actually, no, that's not Bandit. It's probably just, like, Adamant. Okay. That's a little surprising. But I will just go ahead and switch in my Kilowatt. Well, it was kind of meant to check this, so... Why not? CC. 1000 extra watchful here. Don't Stone Edge me. Okay, it's just another CC. And that... Ugh. That's so much damage. Okay, well, I think maybe with the leftover, yeah. I'll go ahead and Terra Flying Air Slash. There's no reason not to at this point. Yeah. So Watcho is my Terra Captain that I brought. Air Slash should kind of just bop anything. Alright, switch out. And it's Gomorrah. Okay. Let's see what we can learn about this Gomorrah. If it's Assault Vest, it should be taking like 15 from this, but I'll take a little more if it's not. Alright. I think I will just fire off a Volt Switch after this, and if you're Scarf, that's like unfortunate, but... Oh, that's like no defensive investment, okay. We'll kind of go more... that is... That's like... No bolt, like nothing at all. Kind of interesting. I'm just gonna Volt Switch. If you're Scarfed, that's unfortunate, but we're not Scarfed. So, ooh, nice. Nice damage. I just go into Toad Scroll because that is, like... Well, do I go into Toad Scroll or do I go to Pinkaton? I could see either. Toad Scroll, I kind of want the HP for, like, Sandy Shocks, but maybe I just save Pinkaton for that. So, yeah, Toad Scroll. I probably don't outspeed because you're clearly no bull. But, eh. Alright, I'm gonna attempt a... Let's see what we're up to. Leech Seed. Oh, shoot, we're stuck on. Oh, a crit! Uh-oh. That's not great. Kill the Watchel could be an option here. Because Air Slash should KO. Chi is also a decent shot. Ah, that sucks. I don't know if that mattered. I bet it did, but... What can you do? I'll go Kilo and Air Slash. Why not? I don't know if you're gonna want to let this go. It could be nice to like spread something. Let's Air Slash and oh, you're in okay, that's good. No. Oh yeah, I should be Glim, Potatoes, Toadstool, Kilo, Potatoes, and... Alright, what are you sending? Mesprit. Oh. Ugh. Okay. So. Mesprit. Let's say... like, max HP takes about 30% from a Volt Switch, takes 40-ish from an Air Slash, so... could just Volt Switch out to Tink, probably. Yeah. Tinkaton's kind of checking this. Ooh. That is pretty bulky. It's probably max HP plus a little bit of spit up. Gochi is super tempting here, but I think that you're gonna do something nasty, so it's not. You actually do not get any more attack, so... just fine with going for rocks here, I think. Calm Mind. Oh, Calm Mind. Okay. Well, that's not great. Although, like, I always revenge with, like, Chi-Yu, your lefties. Okay, I think I'll knock. Pretty easy choice. I just want to cut this thing's recovery off, or just knock an item off of the switch in, so yeah, no worries here. You could switch into... what would you switch into? Samurai? I beat that too. It's actually, like, pretty good for me. Island. Okay, knockoff takes out the scarf. That's what I thought. Alright, and then... I think this is adamant, so I should be fine to play rough. I think. I hope so. Because I'm creeping Jolly Annihilate, creeping me, creeping Mora. So yeah, that's Annihilate down. That's amazing. Alright. So we have the Samurott, Mimikyu, Mesprit, and Sandy Shocks to worry about. Sandy Shocks is still threatening. There it is, actually. I mean, if Kilowattrel's down, I'm actually, like, I wouldn't be too upset about bringing in Kilowattrel. I'm immune to both stabs, and I'd force either a Power Gem or something, I don't know. Terra Ice. Terra Ice is what I was worried about, especially for Cruise. Yeah. That is just fine. So Skillo come in. Hopefully, not like an Earth Power or Volt Switch, but this is a pretty cool play. So I would expect a Power Gem or something. Nice. All right, what technically does the most to this thing? A normal Weather Ball or Terra Air Slash? Sandy shocks. Let's just save boots or something. Air Slash does more. There's like 30 to uninvested, so let's do that. Oh, okay, we're just gonna... Okay, I'll take damage on this. You're probably going for Power Gem then? Terrible. Blast. Did you forget to Terraform? That did a lot. So... No, that's actually about what it was supposed to do. So, that's weird. I have a half a mind to switch to Torkoal on the Ice Terra Blast, or just the normal Terra Blast. But I think he could Earth Power reasonably, expecting what is it? The Roost. Actually, what does Earth Power do to me if I Roost? Oh, too much. Okay, I'm just gonna Air Slash. Take my damage. This could flinch too. Might be a bit of justice for Toast Score. Flinch. Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna... Like, this is all the damage I needed, so maybe I just... There's no point in roosting, right? If I go down here... Then I can probably be walking Wake in after this. Let's just Air Slash again. I don't know. Oh, you're gonna withdraw. That's very interesting. Okay. Samurai. Okay. So I'm expecting you to be going for Aqua Gel in this next turn. How much is Air Slash doing, actually? Half. What kind of Samurai is that? Not quite Assault Vest, but maybe like max HP. Probably max HP plus some Spadef there. Okay, that's cool. I am going to switch into... I see no reason not to go with Torkoal right here. Oh, that's fine with me. Because you're probably going for Aqua Jet. Torkoal is weak to water, obviously, but max defense in Sun is pretty good. We should take this just fine. Aqua Cutter, Recoil Read. Aqua Jet, skip. 132 to 114. Aqua Jet. That's, what is that? 18 damage? Yeah, so this looks like Max Attack Adamant, actually. So... I think Aqua Cutter is only doing like 35% max, so I'm fine to go for a spin. Oh, even better. Ceaseless Edge, and I spin the rocks away, and the spikes. So look at that. Okay, so obviously. He could just do it again, and that's what I'm expecting him to do. I think... What's left on the board here? Mesprit and Mimikyu kind of mandate that Hammer Time stays alive. Then Wall would be quite a choice. How much did that... Ceaseless Edge? I could take another one. Like, I might as well just get rid of this now, right? Am I throwing by doing that? Like, I don't want to get Torkoal down that low, but I think it's fine. Could sack kill a Watch Roll. Ugh, this is kind of rough. Let's just... Yeah, I think I'm ahead enough that I can Spine Press. Razor Shell... Did that miss? Oh no. I am so sorry. But okay, that's a KO for Torkoal. KOs. I've missed a couple KOs. KO, Annihilate. Yeah, I don't need to write these down once I be like recording this. Special attack of the Sandy Shocks was heightened. Okay. This is probably where I could just sack Kilowattrel. Yeah. Because Torkoal comes in again for free later. I can just sack it for Sun if I need to. Tinkaton's looking really good though. Shuka Berry for this thing. Yeah, there it is. So Kilowattrel goes down. Sandy is Kilowattrel. So I am down to 4. Meanwhile, you're down to 3. So, Walking Wake, it seems fine here. Yep. You don't have any switchings to a Hydro Steam. So let's bring out the Sun. Well, we have it out already. We're taking advantage of it. Alright. Yeah, no reason not to Hydro Steam, no resists. Mimikyu could come in, but break this disguise. I would like you to... Oh! The Casho Berry, although it didn't matter. Walking Wake's just too strong. Alright, Wake KOs Sandy Shocks. Alright, so you're down to 2. You have a Mimikyu. Makes sense. Now, I honestly think switching to Tinkaton is just an easy play here. Tinkaton against Mimikyu. I have Gigaton Hammer plus Mold Breaker for your disguise. That easily KOs. Yeah. And then I can knock off against the, whatchamacallit, Mesprit. This game's going pretty well. You're in a T-Wave. Did that miss too? Oh my god. I'm sorry about that. That sucks. Truly. Yeah, yeah, I'm getting the, obviously the great end of the hacks here. Oh wow, it's better than Mimikyu. And killed it. And now it's just Mesprit. I don't think there is a world where I can lose to this, right? I mean, I knock off to start because I know your leftovers. And then, like, even with online boosts, you should always be losing to Chi-Yu, especially from his health. Yep. Yeah, that's gonna be a game. I think Tinkaton can just grab this on its own. But we'll see. No more Sun. Yeah, I might as well Gigaton. I think that does more damage, right? Does it? Let me check, actually. I don't feel like doing the math right now. Gigaton to itemless. Does do more. That should probably be KOing. Oh, not quite. Okay, that's fine. You're gonna Mystical Power. Solid Mesprit stat, just, you know, it's a little too late here. Tink is gonna KO Mesprit, just with a knockoff. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Sorry for that, hacks, but yeah, good game. 4-0. I don't know how forfeit works. 4-1, 4-0. But yeah, GG to VeryRealNoah. It was a very fun match. So, didn't get to see Chi-Yu come out. That's like the star of my draft, but like, oh well. So that's week 1 down. We're up 1-0. 4-0 record. I'm gonna call it 4-0. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, good game to Noah. Look forward to playing week 2, and I will see you guys next time.